Well, the former Congress insider Ghulam Nabi Azad has made some stunning revelations. In an exclusive interview with Times Now, he revealed that he had sent a report when he was the Chief Minister to then Prime Minister Manmohan Singh and Home Minister Shivraj Patil, highlighting how the Wali netas have links with the terrorists. So these are the details that have been coming in. In a no-holds-barred attack, he revealed how he had sent damning reports to the centre when he was the Chief Minister between 2005 and 2008 to highlight how the netas in the valley were nurturing terrorist elements for their own benefit. He goes on to say that despite raising red flags, the centre brooded over the crucial issue and in the end didn't even bother to act on it. Listen to his sensational testimony. But before we play that out, let's also talk about the scathing allegations that he has made. This once again puts the spotlight on how the previous regime had given an absolute free pass to the butchers who didn't flinch an eye while conspiring to kill Kashmiri Hindus and fellow citizens in Jammu and Kashmir. The appeasement politics had made the Wali netas defend the indefensible, like building a case for those who had one mission in mind, which is to bleed India, like Burhan Wani as well as Afzal Guru. Now, the revelations have sparked a massive war of words. Kashmiri Hindus and the BJP claiming that the hidden secret is now out in the open, while the National Conference and the PDP question what stopped Ghulam Nabi Azad from declaring it earlier. Listen in to this showdown.
Politicians in Jammu and Kashmir are in direct links with terrorists and they are working hand in gloves with them. So a question arises that why was he silent then and why didn't he raise this issue in the parliament? Because there would have been a lot of parliament sessions during that time also. So he should have raised his voice against it. It's the matter of internal security of the country. So why was he silent then? So I think the present government should initiate an inquiry against it. Summon Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad and ask him the details, find out what letter he had written to Manmohan Singh Sahab and to the then Home Minister.
Names of these politicians who were hand in glove with the terrorists should be published so that the people of the country know that all these people who betrayed India, who betrayed the people, who betrayed the citizens, these are the ones. So they are named, shamed, and also that people do not trust them to vote for them again. Such lapses on the part of Government of India and the Home Minister, then Home Ministers, shows that they too had a vested interest in keeping the pot boiling. I think it's high time now a white paper should be published so that people of the country know how and why this militancy was sponsored, plotted and nurtured.
So listen into the charge that was made by Ghulam Nabi Azad that has brought in these reactions. Big charge that he has levelled on the revelations that he had made back then as well, saying there was no response back then from the centre.
Mainstream थे, मैंने उस वक्त के प्राइम मिनिस्टर को और होम मिनिस्टर को लिखा था कौन है एज चीफ मिनिस्टर लिखा था न मालूम कब वो हम उसको बाहर करेंगे मुझे नहीं मालूम
अभी भी है
नहीं अभी है या नहीं उस वक्त तो मुझे रिपोर्ट्स मिलती थी ना एज चीफ मिनिस्टर तो तब मैंने हियर से नहीं किया था तब मैंने प्रूफ के आधार पे किया था
कि कितने मेनस्ट्रीम हैं जो आतंकवादियों के साथ काम कर रहे हैं
मतलब उस वक्त जो थे इनके लिंक्स जो थे वो थे वो हमने उस वक्त रिपोर्ट भेजी थी प्राइम मिनिस्टर को
कितना नुकसान होता था हमारे ये जो मेनस्ट्रीम
अब जब जो थे उस वक्त हम काउंटर करते थे निकालते थे.
So these are the charges that have been made by Ghulam Nabi Azad. He details how he had written back then when he was the Chief Minister and yet no action was taken at all. He has also hinted at a political conspiracy, saying that despite these reports that he had sent to the centre, and this was in 2005 and 2008, highlighting how the Neta valleys were nurturing terrorists. Despite such a big charge in his letter, no action whatsoever was taken. Remember, the PDP has also been questioning Ghulam Nabi Azad, saying, why didn't you speak up then? But he said that he had written a letter, he had written an official letter in his capacity as the Chief Minister, but despite that, no action was taken. He says that the leaders in the valley were nurturing the terrorists. Remember, this was one of the open secrets that Ghulam Nabi Azad, one of the insiders in the Congress himself, has now confirmed. My colleague Pradeep Datta, who spoke to Ghulam Nabi Azad in this exclusive chat, joining us live on the broadcast. Pradeep, some sensational revelations that have been made by Ghulam Nabi Azad. This is a very, very serious charge.
Yes, Pratima, you are absolutely right. In fact, nothing can be bigger betrayal than that, because someone wearing the cloak of mainstream and then they work for the terror organization who are here to bleed India 1,000 cut. Because people, when they vote you to power, they vote for bringing in a kind of a positive change in their life. They do not want the blood to be spilled on streets of Kashmir Valley. So these people had not only been betraying the country, but they also betrayed their own people, because on one hand you take oath under constitution and then you work for the terror organization. In Kashmir Valley, we have seen that none of these political parties, whether it was National Conference, whether it was PDP, whether any other political parties, these Kashmiri-centric Neta never ever tried to contest that separatist sentiment. What they try to do, they try to in fact further reinvigorate the same with the calibrated doses of adrenaline now and then. And they also try to play that competitive soft separatism card to keep the vote bank intact. So that's one of the reasons that we never ever found any kind of a contradiction between the mainstream and separatist narrative. What really happened? Because of that, both separatists also got encouraged and emboldened, and even that the terrorists also got encouraged, because they knew there was someone sitting in the government, in the system, who is going to help them out. So we have already heard the kind of a statement. I will not be casting aspersion or blaming any particular person, but yes, look at this statement. Mehbooba Mufti, after killing of Burhan Wani, she said that had she been knowing that Burhan Wani was inside, she would not have allowed the encounter. Farooq Abdullah's statement that he will take help of China to get back Article 370. So you want to take help of a country that had been bleeding India. Already we saw that how 20 of the soldiers died in Galwan, and again they are needling. So such kind of a statements coming. In such a situation, obvious reason is that if a person like Ghulam Nabi Azad, he is sending a message and a note to Prime Minister and then Home Minister. And if they are sitting on it, I think they are also betraying the country. Why you are soft peddling with the issue? Because vote bank politics becomes so important than the country. It should have been vice versa. It should have been more important was the national interest than the political interest. But all these
keeping their own political interests ahead of the national interest. Pradeep, do stay on with us. Also want to introduce guests who are joining us on the broadcast. Abhijit Singh, Terror-Neta BJP leader, Ashwini Handa, Democratic Azad Party leader, and Advocate Kapil Madan, ADV Kapil Madan, political analyst on the broadcast with us. But before that, we want to get in some reactions of the BJP as well. The BJP training the guns on the Congress party, saying the Congress party must answer, because this is a charge from an insider from the Congress party, saying it was the Congress party soft policy on terror that was exposed. Listen in.
आप समझ गए कांग्रेस का चरित्र कैसा है, ऐसा ही रहा है। जो एक जिम्मेदार व्यक्ति जम्मू कश्मीर का मुख्यमंत्री पत्र लिख रहा है कि हमारी पार्टी के कुछ लोग टेररिस्ट से मिले हुए हैं और उन पर कार्रवाई नहीं करना, अनदेखी कर देना, वही तुष्टीकरण की ओर इंगित करता है। कार्रवाई तो मोदी जी ने की थी, फारूक अब्दुल्ला को भी जेल में डाला, मुफ्ती को भी जेल में डाला, और वो जो राष्ट्र विरोधी तत्व थे उनको भी भीतर डाला। कार्रवाई तो मोदी जी ने की है। ये तो कार्रवाई क्यों करेंगे? इनके तो उनको वोट बैंक मान के चलते हैं। वो इनको तो वोट सर्वोपरि है, राष्ट्र सर्वोपरि है।
Ghulam Nabi Azad ji has been one of the senior most and tallest leaders of the Congress party till he parted ways. And when he makes a statement and says that he wrote letters to that effect, that people in the Congress party or ministers in the state government had links to terrorists, it's worrisome. Because these are people, if it is true, who would have taken the oath of the Constitution and then were working against the Constitution to help clearly enemies of the state and against the people, which led to bloodshed. So this is something very serious. More details should certainly come out, and the Congress party needs to answer on that.
He has said that as Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, he had credible information, clinching evidence that there were a section of politicians in Kashmir who had links, who had contacts with the terrorists. And he had also forwarded a detailed report in this regard to the then Prime Minister, Mr. Manmohan Singh. So our viewpoint remains that this itself raises a big question mark and endorses our point that Congress was having a soft policy on terrorism. This further raises a question mark on the policies of Congress, on the credibility of the then leadership of Congress, including Dr. Manmohan Singh, the UPA chairperson Sonia Gandhi ji, and Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad.
Political reactions now coming in. The lobby is coughing at the revelations that have been made by Ghulam Nabi Azad, the PDP and the NC, saying this is nothing but political vendetta. Listen in.
ये तो पॉलिटिकल स्टेटमेंट है। आज अगर 20 साल के बाद आज़ाद साहब को ये चीज़ याद आई है तो इसके अंदर तो एक पॉलिटिकल बू ही आ रही है, और इसके अलावा तो मैं समझता हूँ कुछ नहीं। अगर उनको नेशनल सिक्योरिटी की इतनी चिंता थी, 20 साल से उनको देश से इतना प्यार था, देश की सिक्योरिटी से इतना प्यार था, तो मैं समझता हूँ कि इतने इंपॉर्टेंट इशू को 20 साल तक उनको दफन करके नहीं रखना चाहिए था, सामने आना चाहिए था, बात करने के लिए उनको बात करनी चाहिए थी इसके ऊपर। बट अचानक आज वो निकल कर आ रहे हैं तो ये तो सीधे समझ आता है, लोगों को भी समझ आता है कि ऐसी बयानबाजी क्यों होती है और कहाँ से किसके इशारे पे हो रही है। ये तो लोगों को बड़ा क्लियरली समझ आ जाता है।
और आज जो उनका कहना है कि कुछ मिनिस्टर्स जो हैं वो उनका लिंक है मिलिटेंट्स के साथ, तो मुझे लगता है कि गुलाम नबी आज़ाद साहब रियासत जम्मू कश्मीर के साथ एक धोखा कर रहे हैं। वो सामने आ जाएं कि वो ये बताएं कि कौन कौन है, ये मुबहिम सी बातें क्यों कर रहे हैं। अगर वाकई उनको लगता है तो खुल के सामने आए, बताएं कि कौन कौन से लोग हैं, या वैसे ही वो अपना कोई गेम खेल रहे हैं इसके आड़ में, तो ये तो अच्छी बात नहीं है। जिस तरह आज़ाद साहब ने ये बात कही है तो अजीब सा लगता है कि आज़ाद साहब इतना जिम्मेदार आदमी, और अगर चिट्ठी लिखी है तो ये मैटर खुफिया होना चाहिए था। अब अगर उसने इस बात का इजहार किया है तो इसका मतलब कहीं ना कहीं उसके दिल में खोट है।